Fortnite Season 4 trailer details got leaked already, and plot lines to do with the direction it's going to be taking for the cinematic and what characters are going to be involved, which of course at the same time not only points toward new Battle Pass skins that will be upcoming, and with so many leaks pouring out, we have a Season 4 trailer to show you guys that will honestly blow your mind in terms of its accuracy based off leaks about things upcoming. And with the final update of Season 3 going live 21.51, let's just say you won't want to miss a thing today, so stick around, watch the full thing, as you've just witnessed a mirror get smashed, which means 7 years bad luck if you don't. However, very quickly before we dive into it all, one favour I ask of you guys, considering it takes 2 seconds and is 100% free to do, is enter my creator code FM1 3 digits inside the Fortnite item shop. You guys already know this not only puts a giant smile on my face, but cheers up my pug Gus too, who's been kinda sad about the fact he knows that 70% of all eyes watching right now are not subscribed. With that said, hit the big red button right now as we're on our final push to 2.5 million or 2.5 million subscribers, and after all it only benefits you as I do give different subscribers every single day, which of course soon is going to be hundreds of Chapter 3 Season 4 Battle Passes. So if you ever want to receive something, simply make sure you subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below and let me know what you'd like to receive, so perhaps you could be gifted like this on screen in front of hundreds of thousands of eyes to see in the next video. But with all that said, now enough messing around, let's dive into everything we know about what's upcoming next season, specifically in the Season 4 cinematic trailer.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not, I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
Okay, so for our first point, considering 21.51 just went live, the last update of Chapter 3 Season 3, despite this update containing pretty much nothing new in it in terms of the ending of this season to do with a live event, whether it's storyline related or a concert which many people expected to be Lady Gaga, a rift tour like we saw for Ariana Grande in Chapter 2 Season 7. Sadly, none of this is going to be the case, despite a Lady Gaga concert being teased in the court documents of Apple versus Epic Games initially, and then also Lady Gaga recently receiving a poker face like emote. Despite all of this being the case, something interesting was revealed from an inside leak from Tom Henderson, who's actually known for leaking things in other games or for other games, especially Call of Duty. Many data miners have came forward with the information he's told them, stating that Chapter 3 Season 4 will end on December 4th, according to Tom Henderson. Of course, this then means Chapter 3 Season 5 will be releasing before 2023 on the 5th, 12 or 18 hours after a downtime does commence, and I'm hoping we do see a live event to end off that season at least. Of course, for those still wondering about the ending of this season, however, considering it does say on the Battle Pass it's ending on the 17th, like I previously mentioned, it goes into a 12 or 18 hour downtime, usually crossing over into early the next day, for when downtime lifts on the 18th, the brand new season, Season 4 will release for Chapter 3. So with that said, we're able to determine if it starts on the 18th of September 2022, Season 4 of Chapter 3, and it ends on the 4th of December 2022. Here is a breakdown of the days, weeks, minutes, hours, seconds of how long this season will ultimately last, which is kinda cool, so feel free to pause the video if you want to soak in any of this data. With this making Chapter 3 Season 4 a 77-day season if nothing happens in terms of delays or even extensions. Moving on to our second point, but speaking of the final days in this season, now of course we've just recently seen the release of Part 8 of the Vibing Quests. Considering the Chapter 3 Season 4 22.00 update got put onto the staging servers, meaning next season won't be delayed in terms of starting, as you can tell from going over to the Vibing section today, the only part left remaining to release is Part 9. Egyptian Leak has stated right here, as you can see, we didn't get any more voice lines in today's update 21.51 when I'm recording this video, so that means unless anything is encrypted, fingers crossed in this we get some voice lines revealing even further more about what's ongoing on the island right now that you might not have noticed. But speaking of that, I need you guys to listen to Part 8 of Paradigm, what she has to say right here about a substance spreading across the island and the 0 point. So make sure you listen closely, as this ties into the Season 4 teaser we received that we're going to be breaking down just after.
I found the scientist. He's in his underground biolab researching that strange substance spreading across the island. The visitor is there too, along with Origin. We've been asked to find and bring some 7 gear to the lab. I wonder what they're researching down there. I need your help, now. Amy, help him find the scientist's notes. Notes! Get his notes. Those 0 point energy shockwaves were flares, a galactic distress signal. If we don't help, it'll go dormant.
So as you heard, there's a strange substance obviously spreading across the island, and despite the Vibing Quest clearly displaying members of the 7 going missing, leaving their mass behind, some of them anyways. What's interesting about this strange substance slowly spreading across the island seemingly, so it's said in this voice recording but shown on Spawn Island literally, that people have managed to find this gooey substance. Of course by now most people will have seen this, that Nintendo accidentally leaked to do with a new Fortnite artwork asset, which seems to be the Paradigm's hand being swallowed up by this goo, which of course implies that it's going to have a large part to play next season, perhaps even taking up environmental biomes, hence why sand tunneling perhaps was updated at the start of this season, in preparation of us being swallowed up by this goo and sand tunneling, but goo tunneling instead of obviously sand like we could in Chapter 2 Season 5. Bear in mind too, this could also have correlation to a huge Fortnite Mares event, as it will be ongoing in October, obviously throughout the duration of Chapter 3 Season 4. As Hypex previously stated on the 20th of July 2022, Fortnite are working on interesting Halloween bosses and creatures that has goo effects and a creature rise and summon creature abilities. And without getting too off track, despite the Paradigm being teased to be swallowed by this goo, in this substance this is actually the new variant of her suit that we saw in the Collision Live event. And with that nicely moving us on to our third point to do with the characters or skins that are going to be involved in this cinematic, or who's going to be the main protagonist. Echo stated right here, these are the outfits that are most possible for the Season 4 Battle Pass. Paradigm will most likely be the protagonist of Season 4's trailer and will get revealed to be played by Brie Larson, which for those that don't know is the actor who plays Captain Marvel, and it was also known that she voiced the Paradigm, this new suited variant of her in the Collision Live event, which could also mean we get a mask-off variant, kinda like what we have with the Foundation, but of this new Paradigm with Brie Larson's face underneath, which could look like this, as again we already have a Captain Marvel skin in-game, and Captain Marvel is played by Brie Larson, which I'm guessing this Captain Marvel skin was based off of in terms of its facial features. Who knows, perhaps this is even revealed like we saw in the end event cinematic for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being underneath the Foundation mask after being introduced initially to us in the Chapter 2 Season 6 Zero Crisis finale trailer, and to further solidify the fact that we're going to potentially see a mask off Brie Larson face style underneath the Paradigm's mask itself is because Donald Mustard actually started following her recently over on Instagram. As for the other two skins that Echo included on this tweet itself, for those that don't know, it's been leaked from insiders for a while now that Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen will be upcoming in the Season 4 Battle Pass, and despite this Goth Meowscles kind of skin being confirmed also by insiders to definitely be a skin upcoming in the Season 4 Chapter 3 Battle Pass, what's more interesting to me is the last skin that Echo did include on this tweet being the Bloom Watcher, which for those that don't know is off the Fortnite Survey's early concept form again, but was shown to us for the first time in cinematic form at the end of the Chapter 3 Season 3 trailer. Considering the reality tree is ultimately shaping the direction of how the map changes and storyline progresses, combined with the 0 point bringing relics to the island this season, it wouldn't surprise me with this character having large interest in the reality tree if it is a large forefront of next season, and here's potentially what it could look like as my thumbnail designer made based off this early skin survey concept, which I honestly think is absolutely amazing. And with Rado, a user over on Twitter, actually revealing so many things recently early before they've happened, such as the Dragon Ball collab, what skins would be upcoming for that, and even some of these Season 4 based skins, he's not only been able to confirm that yes, the Emo Cat as a Battle Pass skin will be upcoming in Chapter 3 Season 4, but he'd take a closer look at this particular picture. Of course, the ones that are crossed out have already been in the game, but this is foreshadowing another one off of here, at least one will be upcoming, and as you can see, this Bloom Watcher-like skin is one of the ones that it potentially could be, so could this be the skin he's teasing? What's interesting to me is Geno was not included on this list. As you guys know, it got revealed that this character is Geno from the Fortnite surveys recently, combined with the evidence we found in the leaked, or should I say revealed, Fortnite x Marvel Zero War comic book pages, not only confirming that Geno is the father of the Imagined and the Order, hence the name of the faction he founded or is the leader of being the Imagined Order, and with it also being revealed that in the Collision Live event itself, yes, Geno was present and the Imagined fell into the 0 point with Geno trying to actually send him somewhere, considering it was also revealed in the Fortnite x Marvel Zero War comics that basically Geno made a wager that he could send both of his daughters to a Fortnite reality and actually kind of bet on how long it would take them to get out of the loop, with Hypex stating about some issue 5 spoilers for the plotline and what actually is shown to be happening in the comic books themselves, which does release after Chapter 3 Season 4 does. It not only states what I previously mentioned, the two that fell into the 0 point in Season 2 were Geno and the Imagined, but we'll also see how exactly Dr. Sloan dies after being smashed by this giant mech robot in the event itself, and also how Jones and the Foundation return after jumping into the 0 point by Season 3. Of course, too, it says there's a 7-built Hulkbuster, which we speculated to be upcoming based off previous leaks about the mechs being re-updated in the files, which were initially introduced for only one season, Chapter 1 Season X, and then never returned since, so it's strange that they get updated now if they weren't going to be used. And of course, the Hulkbusters, for those that don't know, fit the criteria and kind of size or design of what mechs could be. I'm guessing too these are going to be involved in the cinematic trailer, as chaos is about to break out across the island as it's slowly building up to something now, or should I say it's the calm before the storm when Season 4 starts. And perhaps considering it's said in the comic books that 2 main characters will die as the last point that Hypex spoiled right here for issue 5, maybe we also see this happen or a build up to this happening in the Chapter 3 Season 4 cinematic trailer. But speaking of that trailer now, this is the most interesting part of the video, as I have a really realistic looking cinematic trailer to play you guys for Chapter 3 Season 4 based off all the leaks we've mentioned in today's video. So before I roll that, leave a like in today's video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel with all notifications on if you're new and don't want to miss any more future Season 4 or Fortnite content. And yeah, with that said, without any further ado, let's roll the clip.